dark when you're not when you're on desktop. And I still haven't figured out how to hide the mouse cursor in OBS. That is super embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
Those were, of course, a couple of my tunes here in my basement, and those subject to my favorite music by me and music by others, maybe probably because I'm stuck in the 80s, kind of metal from the 80s, but also jazz, and maybe some sounds. Anyways, thank you for showing up. Thanks for showing up. Look around, take some
Alrighty.
with you. I don't know. Maybe you want to look past the road closed.
Actually going to start the stream now just to make sure it's stable.
Maybe she lives here. I don't know. Anyways,
And
enjoy your stay. This is Dragster signing off. Bye.
checking on the... we still can't see ourselves from the front, which kind of sucks. Pizzagate. Here's Fluffy. Fluffy at Costco. This was a good show. Okay, folks are tuning in on YouTube. We're about 9 minutes ahead of when the crowds are coming in. Check out these t-shirts, man. I have to put the Oculus on. It's tough because when I want to monitor what's going on YouTube, I'm putting the Oculus on my head.
Zach, are you hiding in the basement again?
Oh, I hear somebody. Yeah.
Are you hiding in the basement again?
Hey, man.
Hey.
Hello. Well, we're not on Showtime, so can I not? Can a fella not just live in his mom's basement?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disturb you. We're all. I mean,
is there no privacy anymore? Is this the end of privacy as we know it?
You can put a script with knock knock. Who's there?
No. No. You come on down. It's
Like
interesting.
a knock knock joke.
I wonder if we get a lot of noobs today because the event is listed on the Sansar page now with the event listing. So I'm curious to see if that makes a difference.
Yesterday there was people that I've never seen before, and
Yeah.
people that actually there was a programmer that came in. He was like, "Whoa!" There was no way for me to tell what the people were. Or at least,
Wow.
and I don't like. At least this is a good way for, and this should be like, we should do this every weekend. Like I know, other
I'm
than the
doing it
normal
every
meetings.
weekend. We
No,
started.
I know. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, yeah. I know you're doing Atlas.
The intent. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
we, sometimes real life obligations come in between. But my goal really is to establish this as a hangout hub from where we start to explore and to really kind of prove that social is the killer VR app. You know, it's so funny when you follow these discussions when people say, "Oh, VR is already over," or "Why would I do that?" and stuff like that. And I mean, as we talked before, I think that just like Second Life, I mean, if you empower people to make their own worlds,
VR is never. It's not even close to being over. VR is just beginning.
It is.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
not
so
just VR. It's like there needs to be. We need to find a balance in here to. This is the transitional period. This is not Ready Player One, right? This is not the Oasis. Not yet. That's probably going to be one of the later iterations, like 30, 40 years. But this is a transitional period.
I don't. Okay, hold on. I'm checking on YouTube. Yeah, transitional. But you know, I'm all about. I mean, if you look at, I'm interested in what what people make, what how empowered users are to become world makers. That's really the key, and that's why this is different than the other offerings in VR, which are basically passive experiences, right? I mean, here
of course.
we build and wait, Vasaya-san is on YouTube.
The engineering, the way that I'm looking at things is from a perspective of an engineer is how can we design objects that are extremely easy to use by the potential users, so that when they get their own experience, how can we make it so that it's extremely easy for them to plop and place and decorate and...
No, but also not only decorate, because that's what we talked about this on the podcast. I mean, people that watch the stream may not know, we have a podcast that's been going on for 4 years now, Drax Files Radio on Sundays, and we talk about all the time about Second Life and the fact that Prim building has empowered so many to get started and then move on if they wanted to, and that's currently missing in Sansar, and that needs to happen too. And somebody like
torturing Prims.
Yeah, but somebody could actually create like a Prim set, right? And then sell it on Marketplace, just like a starter kit. Like a label.
Probably I wouldn't sell it. I mean, come on, if you're just making a couple of cubes and spheres and tortoises, I mean, there's a way around it right now. We could make, we could start with normal 1-1-1, right? 1 by 1 by 1 meter, which can be scaled. That's obviously scaled by the power of 10. So you can make it 10 by 10 by 10, or you can make it 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. But then you can go with something like 1 by 1 by 2, 1 by 2 by 1. Well, it's the same thing. So you just keep going, because if we don't have in Second Life we will call it torturing Prims, right? Where you can stretch them unevenly. Well, if we don't have that, we can find creative ways to have other options so that people can just get those from the market and just start building stuff.
I just filmed a scene with a woman who had something I have never seen. It's like a Prim in Second Life. It's a Prim kind of a machine where you click on, it has maybe 50 or more different weird shapes in there that are already pre-made. And you click on them and it dispenses the Prim. You know, have different Tauruses and stuff. So
I don't know. That's
really
something.
Cool.
Galen would know something like that. Hey, Galen.
I don't know anything.
Can we script the cube to turn into a sphere?
No. Well, you can fake it by replacing it, but you can't morph it. There's no.
No. But I'm talking just stacking a bunch of objects together in.
Oh yeah. And in fact, if you look at the minor difficulties experience, we did that. We did with that with the bird and with the little girl. So that's what we did. Is Jasmine had created, I don't know, like 30, 40 models.
I see.
That represented different poses and steps along the way for walking, or
so you just hit one, show the other, hit one, show the other, hit one, show the other, and so. That was with a complex. That was with a complex model, so we can in theory do that, folks.
With any model.
My frame rate is really bad. Yours too?
Turn into a pyramid.
Yes, that's normal on Harvest.
That's right. You just create the intermediates and swap them out.
For me it is, but I think it's because people are loading. I noticed the frame rate is dropping when people
with one exception,
appear.
That had to do with people,
if someone is in VR, you can have a trigger volume.
Let me go outside. Hi, Ryan.
That you either punch into or reach into and pull the trigger. So sort of a punch/grab approach. I can detect that, but I can't detect.
Oh boy!
Come outside.
Just ready for showtime.
You know Drax. You brought son Drax.
Hey Drax, I made it on time this week.
Hello, everybody.
Is he?
I think.
Oh, hi David, hi Ryan. The frame rates are very bad, just on cue. Oh boy.
Is Ebe joining us, Drax?
Drax, are you ready for the CEO to come in and gauge your performance?
Oh my god. A CEO? What? The CEO of Harvest Street? Is his name Flood New Mountain?
No,
that was a good one. I worked on this for 2 weeks. Oh crap. Okay, so we have really bad frame rates, and I really don't know. This is bad.
It's because people are loading.
Ricardus is carrying 2 physics objects. That's probably going to be bad right there.
But Ricardus, are people having the same problem?
It's the
I'm still good.
It's
a little slow.
No, it's fine.
Too bad.
It happens when avatars are loading.
Drax, you have way too many physics objects in the scene.
Abby, hi Abby.
Oh.
He's probably not in
I
here
think
yet.
he's still loading there.
Yes. I see him.
Oh, sorry. And there's a 50 heads.
Hi, Abby. Long time no see.
Wow, big
Ryan,
leg
Hey, bud.
spike.
Hi there. It's so good to see you in World.
Yeah, it's
All
really
right,
when
thanks,
people
man.
come in, it seems when people are
been a
coming
while.
in.
Well, actually, I've been in the last couple of days.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Nebula. How are you, Drax?
Good.
Maybe Abby can talk to that. It gets very laggy whenever people load into a scene.
Not always. Not always.
But on
Most of the
It
time.
either. It's hit and miss.
I almost never get lag on, no matter how many people are, and some of it depends on the client, it seems.
Yeah,
It's not
Working
how
on
many
the
people
server,
are in
Abby.
here, it's when they're loading in.
I think it's more network and client.
There are all kinds of optimizations. Oh my God, the list is long.
Yeah.
There's network optimizations. Right now, we send too much data back and forth. Everything we do, we're sending more data than needed. There's some initialization during load, especially like a lot of the stuff we do. We do stuff with speech graphics for the facial animation, and I guess that takes quite a bit of resource to initialize. And I don't know. There's, like I said, the list is long.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got a motivation to reduce the data, because that's the expensive part of AWS, is moving all that data around.
I'm less concerned about the cost and more concerned about the user experience. But
I actually think that was a good strategic decision to.
Hiya, Drax. How are you?
Despite the downsides, I think it was a good decision to focus on server doing more.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What's that squeaking noise?
That's from somebody closed it. Good, thank you. I think it was a good move to make the server do more and just send more data to the client to make the client a dumb client. I think it actually helps, but it does come with its.
There's actually, I mean, you can go to the both extremes.
Yeah.
And the right answer is somewhere in the middle.
I think
figuring out what you should do on the client, because there's a lot of things happening on the client that doesn't need to round trip. And who do you broadcast to? If someone is over on the other side of the street, do they really need to know about all your facial movements? No, they don't. So it's lots of those kinds of things where there's a lot of savings that can be done.
Interesting. Let me briefly introduce people real quick, and people are watching on YouTube. They're tuning in. Hi guys, we're live here on Harvest, and we have a whole bunch of special guests. The most special guest is Theonine, who's running in the bush. No, it's Ebbe actually here. Theonine, come on over. We have a furry here. So Ebbe is joining us.
Oh no, he's moving.
He's bumping into me.
Theonine.
Oh, yes.
Is he rummaging through the garbage bin?
So we have a bunch of people here. We have Ryan, and we have Gindipul. We have oh my God, we have so many people. David Holzbeck. But Ebbe is here, and since we have Ebbe, can you tell us, Ebbe? Welcome to Harvest. Has been a long time. What are you guys working on right now? What's the priorities?
Well, what's
coming?
For a lot of people that we chatted for like an hour yesterday, so some of what I will say will be repetitive and boring. But at a high level, I think we're reaching the point where a lot of the fundamentals are in place. You can build, you can publish, you can script, you can communicate, you can do a lot of like the basics that need to be done, and there's a huge we can render these beautiful scenes, and so a huge amount of work just to get all of those pieces in place. And now the focus will start to shift to be more I would say anything that are likely to increase retention and engagement,
yes,
will go to the top.
Yes.
You mean, like, for example, publishing outings like this one, which is very popular among our tight-knit group, and we're growing our YouTube audience, like publishing that on the Sansar homepage, for instance, like event listings.
For example, so whether it's listing events, organizing events, that's a part of something that will create retention and engagement. So yes, that becomes important. So so it's a little bit of a shift from, I would say, a very creator-focused mode to now a more consumer-focused retention and engagement mode. That doesn't mean we're not going to continue to provide capabilities to creators, but the lens by which we will look at that will be, are the things we're enabling creators to do likely to increase engagement and retention versus just, versus something else. So that's kind of the main filter and view, and how we will sort the priorities more going forward.
And that is probably also linked to kind of what is the method of the experience listings right now on the homepage? I mean, I guess it's all, then there's featured, you guys curate some stuff similar to Second Life, like destinations maybe. Is that going to stay like that, or will there be maybe ads that you can buy?
Well, I think probably in the near term, the most important thing we could do there is sort by popularity or sort by concurrency, so that the likelihood that you will run into a scene that has people in it or more people in it increases. Right now it's kind of, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of experiences, and if users just randomly pick one, it seems like the world is empty. Yeah. If we were to sort the list by where the most people are to where the least people are, then more people will run into other people, and that will create retention and engagement. So that's kind of thinking we have going.
Oh, Falky, hi.
One more question, and then maybe we should go to our first experience. Everybody, like every week when we do this, always the question comes up about avatar customization. So people are really anxious about, like, when can I customize my avatar? What's the is there any timeline? And then people, inadvertently they mentioned past weeks, they mentioned VR chat where you can do stuff. Then I always push back, like, yeah, and it's so easy to get something in there. Last time I spent 2 hours in Unity trying to optimize my avatar, and I can't get it into VR chat. It's anyway. So that's a different subject in usability. But can you say anything about added features of avatar customization?
Yeah, so we obviously have the fashion release coming out in just over a week.
Oh, Dragster t-shirts are coming too.
And which means that all the stuff that we're wearing right now does not have to be made by us. It can be made by you. And you can sell it on the marketplace, and people can easily go and buy those things and get them in their clothing inventory and easily put them on their avatar and walk into the world. So that will create way more variations, and that's hair and attachments like you all have started to do anyway.
Yeah.
But actual shirts and pants and shoes and all that stuff will be possible to create. I can't say everything because one piece of how that's going to be possible is still a secret, but it's pretty damn cool. Other avatar, so that's one aspect of avatar customization. I think there are also some improvements to, maybe sliders or skin tones, or, I'm not sure, but there could be some improvements in that area. Other things like making avatars a lot shorter, a lot, pot bellies or big muscles or stuff like that is currently not in the near-term plan, because that kind of goes counter to making a fashion market easy for consumers.
Yeah.
As soon as you start having variable-sized avatars, the fashion industry gets really complicated, and we're trying to make it simple, that if I buy a shirt, I know the shirt will fit. And then
well, I just hope it's not the end game. I mean, I know that you can't make predictions what's going to happen like 3 years from now, whatever. But I personally hope, and Ryan wrote an interesting blog post about that, I hope it's not the end game, because I would like to see a world where there's also maybe pot-bellied furries, let's say. You know.
Yeah, and it's just, it creates complexity. So if I buy a shirt and then I put it on and I pay good money on the marketplace, and then I give myself a pot belly, and now it doesn't fit anymore. Like that creates a huge amount of confusion and frustration for users in Second Life. So trying to get things to look right on your avatar in Second Life is really hard, and most users give up. So how do we where on that scale of flexibility, which means complexity, versus simplicity, which means less flexibility, where on that scale do we want to be? And we're starting with something that's simpler and foolproof, hopefully, rather than complex and therefore harder for users to use and understand and make it work.
I agree with that with that order of things. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Once we can figure out how to make things auto fit to different sizes and stuff, then we can provide more dynamic ranges for what our bodies can look like. And then a whole other aspect is, when can you have quadrupeds, or when can I be a toilet or fish or whatever the hell? I mean, that's another, extreme on the range. Right now we're focusing on getting good humanoid character or avatars rather than going to the complete extreme. And, we're trying to get social interaction to feel somewhat real, with still a lot of variety that's beyond maybe the real world, but still within the range of, I would say, humanoid form. And then we'll think about other forms later. And then the other one is animation. Unless you're a VR person like myself, you're all a bunch of stiffs. And how do we get you guys to be more dynamic and have some sort of range of ability to, with your keyboard and mice, to do things with your bodies? That's something that's going to be important.
That is super important.
So we have to think about that. Will probably start with us providing some types of animations that are common, like clapping or waving, and then further down the road getting into user-created animations, and then animation override system and all that stuff. So that's
can we?
I think that avatar customization is still important. Some people are not going to use sensor because they cannot make their avatar how they want it.
Yeah, and we have to figure out. There's systems where you can hardly do any customization that are extremely popular, and then there's systems where you can provide extreme customization that are less popular. So there's no right answer. I think our goal is to start out with making it somewhat foolproof and safe in making it easy for people. Oh wow!
Here's actually Daisy.
Significant lag.
It's spiky.
Yeah, we're getting really bad lag.
Okay, folks, let's hop over to Felsenmeer.
I kind of had a question about the future. Would it at any time be possible to have a, let's say like an MMO type thing where you have a HUD, Galen can program some spells, you can put them, or weapons that you can have in your inventory, and then like a target base on the other avatar where you can hit them. You can do first-person shooters, you can do World of Warcraft, I don't want to mention it, but World of Warcraft type gaming or experiences where people can interact with each other that way.
Technically speaking, it is feasible to do something like that right now, but not from the precision of a weapon like a cannonball coming from your hand.
There's some missing pieces, and I wouldn't say our highest priority is to make it possible for people to run around and shoot each other. But once you allow for a high degree of interactivity, whether that's for education or gaming or whatever, ultimately that's the end goal, is to allow for those kinds of scenarios for sure. but we're not necessarily specifically running around thinking of how soon we can get people to have guns and start shooting each other. But that will be a side effect of the work we're doing over time to make that possible.
I mean, there's been a script slot on the Avatar since nearly the inception. Do you foresee that script slot becoming available to us anytime soon?
I don't know, top of my head.
That would really help with the interactivity, I believe.
Yeah, let's talk about when you provide me or us with feedback. The more you can talk about the use case and the scenario and how that will contribute to engagement and retention, the easier it is for us to absorb it and prioritize it. But so that all depends on what you imagine you could do with that.
And, I know how to increase retention. You need to make it possible that I can look at myself in VR. I'm just kidding, but I put that on the feature request because that was possible. I was able to.
You should just hold that thought and wait a week.
Ooh, I'm holding it because I'm making a secret video that we can't talk about.
I'm not giving you a mirror, but you can. Person should be able to interview someone and see your mouth move.
Oh my God. Okay, very good. Because I have an announcement at the end of the show about this video I'm making. I'm looking for extra actors. We're gonna do a casting. You guys gotta be really good. I'm just telling you right now. We're not gonna just take everyone. Yeah. Do you guys want to go to the first experience?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I want to stay here and enjoy the lag. Okay.
Where are we going, Drax?
Okay, we're going to Oops. I'm sorry, my mic was off.
Drax?
What's the place?
We're going to Felsenmeer, and Felsenmeer is made by Silas Merlin. We've been there before. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm pasting it into the local chat. 1 second here. There we go. Galen already pasted.
VR users. I'm looking forward to be able to see chat in VR.
No, Galen, we're not going to Freebie World. We're going to Felsenmeer first. Let me just say this real quick. Silas is a French artist who is absolutely amazing. Does a lot of stuff in Second Life. And what he's done here, I think, is a perfect example of what Sansar is uniquely capable of doing vis-a-vis the other offerings on the market right now in that segment. And I mused about this several shows ago. What fascinates me is the type of experience that people make. It's interesting. It's not only the quality, but it's also kind of the type of experience that people who are attracted to Sansar seem to be making. So I think this is a great example of something that is just really imaginative. And yeah, let's go. And he made, by the way, he made all those sculptures, made everything himself there. Let's go, and I'll see you there. Oh yeah, Bruce Willis is with us. Bruce Willis is with us, yes.
Whoa, look at you guys dropping from the sky. Invasion!
Oh, you see people dropping? How do they drop in?
You see people dropping from the sky, it's pretty cool. Whoa!
Oh, I love the light here.
Okay.
Hey, Jack.
And I cannot walk forward, and I cannot walk backwards. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oops, somebody has their mic open. Everybody close their mics, please. Oh my God.
There we go.
Whew.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, look at you guys dropping. Dropping! Gravity is still works.
Okay, and I'm stuck. Weird. Here we go. I unstuck myself. Cool. That was weird. Alright, so...
Spike.
You guys have spikes?
Frame rate.
Yep.
Yeah, it really seems to be happening when people drop in and then it just kind of dissipates, huh?
Yep.
So I suggest what I want to do here, I'm going to walk around myself and focus a little bit on some of the stuff. I think for the viewers on YouTube, this is a fantastic example of someone who I mean, Silas makes these sculptures, and he imports them here, and he puts them into a context of a world. He had some really cool music in here, and then we told him it's too loud, and I think now he got rid of it totally, which is a shame. It was great music.
I hear something.
I think it comes from the house.
Yeah, the faint music.
No,
yeah,
faint.
It's inside the house.
So this is an incredibly imaginative place. If you go inside the house, you see also his paintings. I still have a really bad spike.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but for retention, this lag has got to go.
Exactly.
Gindeborg, have you just talked about the elephant in the room that is sitting on me?
Engagement and retention, performance in general as a category is very high on the list.
Music is still here, Drex.
Ah, yeah,
Where did he go?
Where did Ebbe go?
I'm behind you, dude.
Ebbe ran away because of the lag.
I'm right here.
Oh, I hear him! You know what happened? Halloween. Ricardos was standing right behind me on Halloween, and that was really scary. That shows you how scary VR could be.
So why are we having such bad lag? Is it because there's so many avatars in one experience?
Probably. I mean, it's hard to say how much the scene is costing, but
it might be just because we're also concentrating in the same spot too.
Hi, Gator.
Oh, here's Vasai. Hi, Vasai. Vasai wants to be called a noob. Not he doesn't want to, but in the best possible terms.
It's all black.
Here's
Hi,
Gator.
Daisy, we're having lag problems.
I remember Bjorn mentioning concurrency rates of 100 by the end of the year. I guess that's kind of slipped at this point.
Yeah, we're backing off on that because getting to 100 is less important, but getting 30 or so to be really performant.
What's up?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This is weird. I think there's something external going on.
It's never been that bad, and we had big crowds before.
Yeah, same place.
Not very many pick-upable objects here, so it can't be that.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not about the number of people in the experience. It's all about the loading of that person into the experience.
But now we're all loaded, and Galen was just saying we had big crowds before. We never had that lag at a whole variety of much more complex experiences.
Yeah, I think there's something else going on today.
I have a frame rate right
so
now.
what happens is when a new person loads in, that the scene information has to be sent to them, and their avatar and any attachments has to be sent to everybody that's in here.
Yeah, but that's asynchronous. Interesting.
I'm gonna attempt to go in.
There is one way we can test this out. Go into a world that's extremely empty and see if the world's the issue or we are the issue. Easy peasy.
I still think it's something external. I mean, this is the same thing was happening at 114 a minute ago.
Okay, maybe I should go home to my basement.
Well, it was the same in 114.
Should we go to somewhere completely different, maybe?
No, I think we'll get the same experience.
I can still hear you.
It's not totally killing it for me, but it's jittering now and then. You know, comes in and out.
Yeah.
A couple times a second.
No, it's just such a bummer when you want to showcase something.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful build too.
Wait, now it kind of... Okay, let's walk upstairs here.
It's intermittent. It doesn't seem predictable.
Yeah, it is intermittent. Like, it seems to get better, and then it gets really bad again.
Ebbe, come in here, check this out. This is so cool.
Yeah, he added to it.
Oh, Ebbe, Silas told me he added a lot of stuff outside too. In the world.
A new area, kind of hidden from view.
Yeah, he has a whole big place out. He added some mountains and stuff.
Well, there's stuff behind the mountains too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did he tell you that?
No, I just
I saw it earlier.
Got on the highest rock.
Where you zoom out. Yeah, if you fly cam, you can see.
I don't fly cam.
Hey Trevor, what's happening?
If anyone's wondering where we went...
Oh, not much, just chilling.
We lost Abby.
I'm upstairs.
Abby's going upstairs. He's hiding from us.
Man, this looks pretty good.
This is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Has a really cool atmosphere. I mean...
And it's almost like the color scheme is from it's color graded for by a cinematographer. It's like the tonality of the colors it's working really well.
Well, that's what a good artist can do. I mean, Silas is exceptional. And I was gonna say that he sells these sculptures on the marketplace, which is another thing. I keep mentioning this every show because we don't know if we have people on YouTube who don't know what this whole thing is. The funny thing is, every week somebody on YouTube asks, "What are you guys playing? Is this Second Life?"
Hilarious, actually, right? that you actually watch the live stream and not know what world we're visiting. It's just hilarious to me.
But Ryan, see, I don't even know how people come on to the live stream, you know, because I don't have like a huge channel. But maybe YouTube randomly kind of offers this to, you know, with the algorithm to somebody who likes something similar.
Like if you like Second Life videos, it'll recommend yours, for instance?
Probably.
Okay.
Right, because you know what? I have Second Life. You have to you don't have to, but you can tell on YouTube what game it is. And Sansar is not listed, so I just put Second Life. So that's probably what it is.
Oh, there you go. You have to ask them to add Sansar to the list of games. I wonder how you do that.
I know how. We're gonna go upstairs and tell the CEO to do it right now. Woohoo!
Oh, okay. You better go tell him.
I cannot go upstairs. The lag is killing me. Ah, crap. You know what? While they're talking upstairs, Ryan, I want to ask you, because you wrote this wonderful blog post about gender norms and stuff. I thought this was awesome. It was so important to put that out there.
Thank you. I did it because there was somebody on Second Life Universe, which of course is a very well-known forum, a discussion forum for Second Life users. It's been around for over a decade, and Bebo Brink, who is somebody who is a butch lesbian, basically makes the argument that she should be able to wear male clothes if she wants to.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very valid point. I really kind of think that virtual world designers really need to look at the ability for gender fluidity to be expressed easily in the platform. And it's unfortunate right now that even with a new platform like Sansar, you basically have to put yourself in one of two separate boxes, male or female. And I'm hoping that they will address this issue at some future point. It's not critical right now because we're still in beta. But as we develop and continue the platform, it would be really nice to see like sliders or for something. I understand that in Sims 4, there actually are sliders that make the men more feminine looking and the females more masculine looking. Yeah. And I think that would be a nice thing to have in Sansar.
Yeah, I mean, or but even go further. But that's kind of like what I, you know, Ebbet just kind of said that right now, and I understand it from their point of view. Right now, with the fashion market going, they're actually going to be very, maybe even more normative in this to make sure that the stuff that you buy really works.
Hey, Drax.
Yeah.
Drax.
Yes.
What else do you have on the list for today?
I forgot. I have memory issues. No, I want to go to Astroport because I have an announcement to make about Astroport and want to ask people because I'm doing a video about it. Maybe people want to play roles, so I'm going to take some names. And then the freebie world, which I was the freebie world just is some guy who I don't know, and he just puts stuff out there from Marketplace that are free, and I thought that was a cool way of showing that that you can do that. And then Nebulae, who showed up earlier. Nebulae, is this you? There she is.
Yeah, this is
Hey, and I wanted to go to the training module to have some interactivity. So yeah, that's
fun.
Yeah. But Ryan, real quick, let's wrap up this conversation because I want to ask you now. It looks like in the short term there's no such plans.
Well, like I said, I don't think it's probably very high on the priority list right now. They've got a lot of balls that they're trying to juggle, and Ebby said today in the Discord channel that
Wait a minute, we're talking about getting rid of gender norms here. Sorry.
You know, you are as bad as a dog when a squirrel goes by. It's like, oh my god, squirrel! And you completely forget about anything that you were just talking about.
No, Ryan, I'm a failed comedian. You said balls, and I'm just gonna go for the cheap shot.
Yeah, you went for the cheap shot there. Yes, you did.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, I forgot what I was saying now.
See, you're the dog. You're the dog. I'm the squirrel.
Yeah, guilty as charged. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think that I understand that in the short term right now it's important to get the fashion market going and all that kind of stuff, but I really want them to commit in the long term to this diversity, going even beyond gender, because the wonderful part in Second Life, to me anyway, is, you know, the tiny culture, the furries, all that stuff is so important.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely, and Linden Lab has heard our concerns, and I do believe that they will address this at some future point. I don't know when, but I think they've heard us. I didn't realize until Ebbe was speaking with us on the official Sansar Discord channel this morning, but they've had a couple of staff departures, which has impacted the development of the platform. That's news to me, so that would explain why some things are taking longer than others to get developed. I understand completely that there must be a feeding frenzy for talented programmers and developers among all the different companies that are working in virtual reality right now. So I completely empathize with how difficult it must be with staffing issues and having positions open. I just hope that we will see more development sooner rather than later on the platform. I also thought it was very interesting that Ebbe said that user retention and attraction are any features that will improve user retention are going to be placed high on the development list. I think that's very good to know too.
You know, that's of course something.
User retention and engagement, that's what he said.
Well, that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to do with Harvest as the hub, and I think, I mean, in my mind, this would have to do with something that should be easy, which is events, listings, and also an in-world system to check on events. Right? Like, for example, you have shows, concerts, or whatnot. There needs to be a way to check that in VR.
Your sound just cut out, Drax.
Blah blah 1 2 3. Do people on YouTube still hear me?
I can hear you now.
Jesus, what's going on here?
You cut out mid-sentence there, so I don't know what the rest of what you said.
I'm gonna go upstairs to Eb and ask him, because I think retention-wise, what needs to happen is events and stuff to be listed in world. That should be a relatively easy thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's go upstairs.
You sound fine to me.
I sound fine to myself too. Oh, here's our new friend. Oh my god. Oh god. It's really bad. Do you guys have really bad lag still?
Yeah, I've only just managed to get in here.
No, I have great. Mine's perfect.
Careful with the feedback.
Oh, are you talking to me or her?
I can't turn it on.
Super laggy. I can't use VR at all here.
Is it? Oh, it's in VR. Okay, let me try my VR because I don't seem to have any issue right now.
No, also outside of VR, it's super laggy.
Really? I'm not having any.
I'm gonna hop outside. Look.
The movement live.
I'm just gonna hop
frames
around.
per second also.
Really?
Wow. Of all days, today it is so bad. I can't believe it. Ah, yeah. That is what beta means. Let's see if I can hop up here and surprise them from the roof. Oh. Hello there.
Hi, was it to me?
Yes.
I'm so lost. Who are you?
I don't know. You don't know me?
Oh, you're Drex. Hi, Drex.
I look like him, don't I? Maybe I'm impersonating him.
I can't move. I have bad sounds. I have echoes. It's completely surrealistic. How are you? We haven't talked in a long time.
No. And it's good like that. Let's never talk again.
Thanks a lot.
No, this is such terrible lag, and I wanted to make this a super special hopping. We had so much fun last week, and now it's just terrible right now.
Yeah. And I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
They're talking upstairs with Ebbe about features and stuff. Ricardo's?
Yeah,
Still
it's Garen's mistake. I need to mute my microphone. And then I forgot to unmute it. Ebbe want to move on.
He wants to move on?
He got too much lag.
Okay, we have to rescue Ebbe. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, something easy, something light.
No, but the problem is that the lag seems to be not tied to a specific location.
I think it's because of the amount of people.
No, we had that many people before. There was zero lag. It's something else. We had this number of people many times.
Yeah, but
if you
I
want
think
to
it's from
get
case to case different, but
Yeah.
depending on the number of people.
if you want to
Sorry,
move
who
on,
is
Drex,
speaking? Identify yourself.
you need
Me?
to go.
Malakina?
Yeah.
Ah, welcome Malakina. Wie geht's?
Hello. Good.
Oh boy, this is so frustrating. Okay, let's go somewhere else. On the list is... Let me check this because I had taken from the list a place where some guy just put free stuff randomly together. And I thought that was kind of cool because people continue to complain about that you can't do anything and blah blah blah, and of course there's some valid criticism about the lack of in-world collaborative building and such, but I would argue, get started. Frauke? Yes?
Yeah.
Are you hurt? Did I step on your foot?
No, my
I'm working on my
I'm not
comedic
speaking
career.
anymore.
No,
Yeah.
Listen, I need to change careers. I need to get into the field of comedy.
Yeah, make
Physical
fun
comedy.
of the little Dutch woman.
Yeah, you want to be my sidekick?
I'd rather not, thank you. But
Okay.
is the job open?
The job will open, and I don't know when it will open. Maybe it's already closed. Okay, I'm gonna teleport up and rescue Ebbe from the crowd. Here's some dude with a hat. Who is this?
Dude with a hat?
Who is this?
Not me.
Okay, I owe it to Ebbe to rescue him. I feel like, when rock stars get ambushed by fans and then they can't get out, I'm gonna hop up on the tower and I'm gonna grab Ebbe, and then we're gonna, like Batman, I'm gonna just that would be cool if that would be possible in Sansa, but it's not. Vasayan on YouTube says DDoS attack confirmed. What? Alright. Let's rescue Ebbe. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Good. The lag is
I
gone.
can hear you.
The lag is gone. Ebbe, I'm coming to rescue you. Malakina is running outside on the building. Where are they?
I don't know.
Now it's so quiet.
Probably they did already leave, and that's why the leg is gone.
Yeah, there you go. See, you get a visit from the CEO, and all of a sudden nothing works anymore, and then he's gone, and everybody's fine and dandy. Okay, it was Ebbe's fault all along. Now, folks, let's go. Come downstairs and let's
Freebie
go to
World.
Freebie World. Yeah,
Okay.
they're all gone. They're just.
Let's go to Freebie World.
Okay, let's go to the Freebie World. Silas, you need to put a window in the top room. So Silas, I hope that the appetite. Oh, here we go.
Wheels as a rigid dynamic.
There are all those people.
And
There they
I
are.
picked it up and I set it on the track as expected. And I think what happened is it sets up a fast oscillation that kills it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that's the case for the physics engine. Sometimes doesn't work to the point where, not a realistic experience. And that's what you do.
Here you are, Evan, we were joking like the lag was gone, and then we were like, oh, the CEO left, so the world is working again.
You're saying I'm the problem?
Yes, I think if you log out, everything will be fine.
You're not.
Lag is considerably less here than in the last sim.
It's a simpler scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked this because, you know, we hear this all the time, like, oh, what can I do in Sansa, blah, 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 blah. We were at many Foxtrucks a while ago.
Looking like
so this is
like
just
mine
stuff
was a few months back. Your arms are doing this continuous
from Marketplace.
At random thing.
Yeah, Jasmine, you might want to log out and in again, or kill Sansa and come back in and see if. I think we found the solution to that bug as well for next release.
Oh, look,
wow,
you can.
Jasmine, that is so cool. How on earth are you doing that?
I remember I was in a product meeting like a month or two ago, and that was happening to me, and I was just so impressed.
Chris,
that is so
Chris,
trippy.
I've seen you in a
That
while.
is like some Hindu.
So,
what's going on?
Dance from.
Nothing much. We have such a big crowd today.
Yoga
That's
hardcore.
good.
Jasmine, I adore your flexibility.
Ebbe, I had one thing because you were saying that retention, all
Just
this kind of
one?
stuff is. No, I have a bunch, but I'll keep it to one. Hey, this is my live stream, folks. I mean, you're playing in my world. No. But Ebbe, you're saying like retention is important, and one small thing like the event listing is great on the homepage. Is the event listing should also be in world and in VR maybe.
That is, I think.
Or maybe there should be a hub where you can look at events. Like, you know, you guys built the materials hall is so cool. Are there plans maybe for a central hub where you look at a calendar and then you can hop to these locations where events are happening, like Alfie's Music Club or Harvest with the meetings and stuff like that?
Well, ultimately, you should be able to find events both in world and on the web. You should be able to subscribe to events, get notified about events. If I'm here and I've subscribed to an event, I should get some pop-up says, "Hey, do you want to go over to the jazz club for the event?" I'm like, "Sure." Boom, go. I mean, you can go completely to town. It'll take time, but just getting the basics of making sure people can discover events, be subscribed or be notified about events, telling other people about these events, and then, you know, easily get to those events is obviously going to be, I think, an important aspect of, because it's a lot of what we do is going from meeting to event to show to whatever it is.
But I mean, for this, we had people have been asking me, oh, when are you meeting next at Harvest and stuff like that. So well, we have a Facebook group, and then now thankfully it's listed on the Sansar homepage, and so I think that I mean, that's got to be such a priority that when I go in and then there's like a little calendar or something is flashing, this is happening right now, just like in the SL homepage, I guess. Something like
well,
that.
And I would also like a notification to my phone, because I missed at least 3 of these because I was spacing out, and by 2 o'clock I was like, wait a minute, wasn't there a Drax thing at 3 hours ago?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
can I ask a question, please?
Well, wait.
Yes. Well, it's up to Drax. He's the
Frauke, listen.
He's the host.
Okay, Frauke, you may.
Can I ask you a question, please? Okay, thank you. I've been in Second Life 10 years, and the first 5 years, you guys, the Liddens, didn't even know I was there. So I had all freedom to explore my creativity. There were no borders, no boxes, and in this world, and I get that you have to do it, but it's all so controlled, the marketplace, what we can build here. And do you think there is maybe a better middle ground between complete and total creative freedom and what we have here right now, which is a bit too limited for someone like me?
Well, so we have to define what those limitations are. I mean, there are always limitations, and what limitations are holding you back. And also, I think I spoke about this earlier. With complete freedom comes complexity. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have simplicity. And mass consumers tend to gravitate towards simplicity. And so how do we find the right spot on that range where we want to be? So in Second Life, you can make your avatar look however you want. And then an average consumer comes in and goes to the marketplace and goes shopping, and it's not a good experience because it doesn't fit. And they paid money for this thing. So we have to decide where on the spectrum. And we're trying with Sansar be a bit more careful to make sure that ultimately it can be an easy to use, easy to understand consumer experience rather than kind of Wild West.
I agree, that's very important.
And so we have to always decide, how do we make sure we empower creators to express themselves as fully and complete as possible without just making it incomprehensible to the masses. And that's kind of a really tricky balancing act we have to play.
I've taken for granted that was essentially an intermediate, a short-term and sort of near-term intention, sort of a training wheels period. I've taken for granted in my own planning that the long term is more and more open, vis-a-vis adult content, for example.
We have open
like
mics, folks. Open mics.
Yeah, adult content we spoke in another context, and that's a tricky subject because you rarely have.
I think Frauke was alluding to the adult content. If I
was she?
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's even things like the background on the marketplace. There's total control.
Yeah, and that's another one of those things where consumer preference to be able to understand what they're actually buying is an important aspect of it, and I think. If you send a lot of uninitialized users, if you will, who have not been introduced to the world of Second Life to that marketplace, they would be extremely confused.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah, so how do we find that balance again between easy to understand, easy to consume, with full control to creators to express themselves, their brand, and what have you. And we have to sort of be in the middle trying to figure out how to balance those two sides.
That's the cool thing, that is a distinction in between Second Life. This is not the Second Life.
No.
This is an entire new entity in its own.
It's not about Second Life versus Sansar.
Yeah.
It's about
mics closing, people, please. The YouTube people are losing their ears in the 20 kilohertz range if they not already have. Everybody check their mics. We have feedback.
It's about creative freedom versus control on all.
Yeah, and maybe you will have less creative freedom here. Hopefully, you will have so much that you can make incredible experiences for large audiences, and certainly you will have more creative control in other places. There's always constraints with any platform or tool or environment, and I don't think we can achieve maximum control and ease of use at the same time. You have to find a balance.
Constraints breed creativity.
I also want to give a quick.
That's another type of creativity.
But Ebbe said earlier about they're focusing on humanoid avatars because also the fashion market is coming, and I'm always thinking about other like furries and tinies. Shout out to Daisy. Daisy did the workaround. She uploaded her gator head and put it on her head.
Yeah. So someday I would love for that gator to be able to have nice facial expression, but that's a complicated problem.
Close those mics, people. Close those mics. Everybody close their mics.
Anybody with a headset should just mute themselves. Maybe permanently. Because get a headset, folks.
Headset, but Orly and I'm talking about that too. I mean, you guys had a lot of improvement on the feedback suppression.
Yeah. Lots of improvements for audio in the next release.
But now it's getting worse.
It's this guy here.
Oh, can I ask another question, Drex?
Yes, you may.
Daisy, you might want to mute too.
Okay.
Okay. Not you this time. Okay, awesome.
A lot of experiences here in Samsar can make you nauseous when you are in VR. What can you do as Lindens, and what can we do as creators?
Well, creators can try and make content that has a higher chance of good frame rate. It's easy to put in, gajillion poly objects without it being necessary, and there are tools out there for doing polygon reduction and stuff like that to make more performant content. We will do some of those things as well, so that.
Are you going to police that?
No. Your users will police it, because if you make bad content, they won't use it. So it'll kind of sort itself out that way. We will not police it, but hopefully we can provide tools over time that makes you better understand how your content is performing and what users do with it. And maybe just starting with here's what the
guys, you gotta mute your mics, please. People on YouTube want to hear this stuff. Jesus.
So maybe just you knowing how your experience is performing is a good first step versus other things, and then maybe you realize there are things I can do, and then try and give you some ideas as what parts of your experience are maybe causing issues, whether it's script or polygons or textures or whatever it might be. And then what we can do a lot, and we have done a lot with, whether it's teleportation capabilities where you don't have to use the stick to move like this, because this can always make someone, or this can make people not comfortable in VR. So the speed at which you turn in VR, there are ways to actually black out the periphery when you turn that can help people. So there's the things we can still do with the navigation controls to minimize the chance of people getting nausea in VR.
Well, if you have a LAN that's extremely busy in flickering lights and flipbook animations and emissives and all that stuff, it should be your responsibility to put a disclaimer in the loading area for people that have like issues like epilepsy and other things.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be on the designer. Just have a safe loading area, and then from there you can just go in and explore the craziness.
Like the games, sorry, on Steam, they have like these are easy to visit, these are medium, these are hard. That is not something Sansar is going to get?
Well, there's a lot of experiences, and how often they get updated. Just think about someone going in there.
Police.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say police, but I say we can provide information, because we obviously know what the frame rate of your experience is for average users, or
turned around.
And we also see how people engage with it and whether they stick around or if they leave, and so we can sort of understand which experiences are popular or not popular, and which ones are performant and not performant. What we need to do is give you that information so that you understand how your stuff is doing and how it's
Is Harvard still number one? Are we number one? Ria needs to know. Ria is in Croatia. No, she's actually not in Croatia. I don't know where she is. Shall we go to the next experience?
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to go to Nebulae. Nebulae is with us. I want to go to the training module because I figured we have.
You're cutting out again.
Yeah. I changed to desktop. Hold on. Cut and pasting the experience.
Still the most kick-ass interactive game here.
Yes, agreed totally.
Yeah. Well, Galen, your hoverboard thing is pretty cool.
Gindip bowling is kind of cool too. So.
It looks. Maybe I need a really big sign on the hover park indicating that it almost certainly will cause nausea.
Yes, it totally does. But I love the hover park.
Well, thank you.
Oh man, that's the greatest. Okay, let's go to Nebulae. Oops. Oh, my thing is sliding back up. All right. Oh, I should have actually also mentioned that Strawberry is not with us, which people have realized.
Players, prepare. Begin.
Oh, not so fast.
Yeah, not so fast. We're just coming as a players prepare. Okay, so who's playing? Is Ebbe playing? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stay in desktop mode and just moving the camera. So we got a good view here. Ebbe is pretty good here.
What's up with the avatar physics today?
Whoa! Is there another player?
I have a feeling he's played this before.
I think Ebbe has been secretly practicing it. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh wait, my camera is focused on him. Who's player one?
Ebbe is player one.
Ricardus is on the other side.
Oh, Ricardus. Oh, here we go, yeah. Ricardus is...
Hey, Ebbe's got pretty good aim.
Yeah, somebody on YouTube said Darth Vader is around. That is true. Somebody's breathing heavily, and it's not me.
It's Trevor. Trevor is breathing very heavily.
It's not.
Trevor, I am your father.
Jeez, guy.
Okay, Trevor, that's just creepy. Stop.
Whoa.
Who won?
You won.
I wanna ask more questions.
No, I want action. My viewers are like, Who is this Frauke person asking all these questions? I'm never gonna purchase from her
I'm
again.
nobody. I'm just a Second Life amateur.
No, Frauke. You can ask any. It's not up to me anymore. My show has been taken over.
Well, somebody needs to be throwing from player one there. Drax, you're up there.
Yeah, but I have too much lag. Somebody else gotta do it. I have too much lag.
Do it then.
Come on up here, Ryan. I'm gonna jump up here with Galen. Like last time with Galen and I were at Alfie's show at who was playing
shoot.
Shit, how did you get up there?
Woohoo! Tempting fate here.
Okay, here's the game variation.
My view here.
No, sorry, guys. We should all stand on one of those, so you have to shoot us down.
I have terrible aim. I am horrible at this game.
It's just too laggy.
Shoot me down!
Almost had it. Almost had it. There you go, brother.
Okay, I'm having lag problems here.
Sisto Nebula, do you see like how you should put little cages there and then crap, the lag.
You getting lag? It's perfect for me.
That's a good game. There's significant lag.
Yeah, but this is totally awesome. But check it out. If Nebula, where is she? She is somewhere here. She was here earlier. But she should make it like you should make it like we shoot people down. That would be so cool. Like people are standing up there. Make little cages.
Any volunteers?
No, it's
spikes on the bottom.
You mean like the fair, like the dunking tank?
Yes, yeah, like the dunking, exactly.
Victoria.
Oh, come on, now we need water.
That's 114
I
needs a
never
dunk
got
tank.
this kind of lag.
Oh yeah, we need
over
water.
Old
That's
Space.
right. We need water. We need water.
Player 1 is in position.
Please.
Game will begin.
Okay,
in
next game,
10
Ricardo, show me
seconds.
what you can do. And everybody hop on to the thing. I'm gonna
This is
hop on
such
to
a simple game, but it's so
This really is
engaging.
though. This really is amazing.
It's a good
Nebula.
game. It's a great game.
Such a great job.
Simple, but
Players, prepare. Begin.
yeah, well done.
There are no players.
Yeah.
What would you think about something similar to Second Life? The addition of the computer?
I'm trying to. I couldn't get up there. I'm still trying. Shit. I'm coming. Gator, stand up there. Don't move. Too much lag.
Drax? Hey.
Okay, I'll give it one more try. I'm trying to get up there.
It was nice.
Whoa! Whoa! Hit Daisy. Daisy, get up. You can do this.
I feel more vulnerable now.
Okay, here I am.
I don't know what I'm
Ricardo's is
doing
doubling
here.
up.
Alligators don't like heights at all.
Ricardo's. Ricardo's.
He's doing double barreled there.
Oh no! I'm still standing, but on the bottom. God damn it!
Aw.
Ah shit! The lag is bugging me.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it too.
But you know, hey, Galen, couldn't you write a script that detects who is standing up on those things? Is that possible? Like if somebody would make this like this, and then it displays the name on the as a sign on the object.
That would be more difficult. The text, floating text.
Yeah, or just maybe like you know, in SL they have those greeting photos, like when you show up on the sim and then it takes a photo of you and says welcome, blah blah blah. But what I'm saying,
I can't do that right now. That would be cool, but yeah, I can't do that right now. So this is an example of resing text, actually. This was one of the first uses of it. It's very nicely done. But it causes a problem. Every time these things are rezzed, it increases a counter heading towards 4,000. Once it hits a little past 4,000, the whole scene will crash. That goes for the triangle, the hexagons too.
I see. So the system doesn't know that you're actually, these are only temporary objects.
Yeah, the physics engine seems to think they're still there, and so.
Oh, I see.
So there's a cleanup problem. I'm sure they'll fix that bug eventually. Yeah, hug the digit.
Let's get married,
How can I
number
hold all
one.
these digits?
Hey Drax, if you need another place to go, if you exhaust the list, let me know, because I made some updates to my experience.
We'll table it for next time. I want to go to Astroport to finish it off. Nebulae, this is awesome. Please don't forget. You know that I'm doing 2 more stories videos.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready to be, you know, when you're ready for your close-up, then yeah. Actually, probably more in February. I'm doing one on. I'm doing a secret one that I shouldn't announce publicly, but the other one the other one I will announce shortly, because I need actors for that one. I really want to show how many people we can bring together.
Ah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really big crowd scene, but also people have to get dressed as much as they can within a sci-fi theme. So that's gonna be tricky, but we can do, like, for example, Trevor with the face hugger. That would work. Or Anu here.
Player 1 is victorious. Congratulations, Player 1.
I'm gonna start making armor as soon as fashion comes out.
There you go.
Last thing I made is a standing microphone.
Mechas. I'm gonna fake the mechas. By what I mean by that is, like, we can't really have alpha bodies, so I'm basically just gonna make a body that's completely pitch black.
Oh,
and then
that would be awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just add armor on top.
So, but okay, then let me say this, and I'll say it later again. I'm making a creator testimonial featuring Edward Quintero from Morph 3D, and they made Astroport. So I'm working on that, and it's up to Linden Lab when they release it. But I'm shooting a crowd scene next week, so I'm gonna put the word out also on other channels for people to show up. But you know, as much as they can in kind of a sci-fi, you know, outfit, like. You know, Nebulae can come as she is. That looks really cool. And you too, Anu. But
wait a minute. Is this getting shot before or after the fashion update?
Well, before. I'm shooting it next week. Now, if they deliver, with the fashion update in time, and we get a lot of stuff that looks cool, then I will reshoot that scene. So. Basically, I'm going to put the video together and then Linden Lab, they go through an editorial process with these creator testimonials, and if they choose to shelve it until, like, let's say the end of January for marketing reasons, then we could reshoot the scene if there's enough fashion out there by that time. But I'm gonna finish it before Christmas.
Yeah, it takes some time to make a full body suit, but
and
right now we can only kind of fake like a chest piece and a helmet. Bracers are not really a thing because they don't work, they don't stick to the hands, so it's just like
it looks really cool. So you're saying basically you also have you have to wait for the fashion update to really make the whole body suit.
To make it work, yes, yeah.
And Drax, have you seen the new high fidelity attachment system?
No, I'm not in high fidelity
their new marketplace.
I'm in a different world. It's like you know, darling. The problem is right now I'm hanging out on the beach at the beach, Waikiki Beach, and it's like you're coming up to me and saying, "Hey, have you been in Belgium?" And I say, "No." Sorry, that was tongue-in-cheek. You're gonna say, what do you compare this to, Hawaii? And high fidelity is Belgium? It rains in Belgium. which is
no. If I wanted to talk about something better, I would be talking about Janice.
I know. But let's just enjoy where we are right now. Of course, I'm completely cognizant of the developments in High Fidelity, but this show is centered on talking about where we are. Yes, we talk about where the others are, and we kind of compare that inadvertently because it is important, but I also realize that it can detract a little bit from the enjoyment of where we are right now. If we consistently... No, it's not a criticism with you, darling. I'm just saying, if I'm the moderator or the host of this whole thing, then I realize that maybe sometimes I need to redirect the conversation to things that, you know, about like where we are right now, you know, versus always like, oh, this other thing is better. Here's a little anecdote. I'm a musician, and when I got into guitar, that's why I'm actually not a gamer, because I didn't have time to play games. I was practicing stupid harmonic minor scales in my youth all the time. And so Galen runs away. He knows that story already, so it's kind of boring him, but I don't care. I'm going to tell the same story over and over. So in the world of guitar playing, in my age group, there was always like people would spend days discussing who was the better guitar player, Eddie Van Halen or Angus Young from AC/DC. And they would be talking about this for hours. Oops. The room is dead. The room is dead. My stories are not killing. Yes?
If I'm not trolling, I'm not doing my job.
Right.
What do I do?
But listen, but honestly, darling, I see you not as a troll in the negative sense, because you do bring up very valid points. And again, I mean, I'm not opposed to discussing this subject matter. I think it's we would be stupid not to keep in mind what's happening elsewhere. You know. So, Nebulae, are you still alive?
I think she died.
Who, me? No, I'm here.
Yeah. Are you? Nebula is just pretending she didn't hear my crappy story. Let's go back to the crowd and remind the CEO that we're on the clock.
Yeah, I might have accidentally trolled him last week.
Their heart's content. They love it because it's complex.
Interactivity.
Yes,
I'm 50 years old and I play Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here to rescue Ebbe from the crowd. Look, Ebbe, it's like me, like Ebbe. Just imagine you're James Hetfield from Metallica, and there's like all these fans, and they're talking to you about like, hey, the Black Album sucked. Why don't you go back to Master Puppets? And then here I am, your personal manager. I'm coming, Ebbe, come. Let's go out the back door. Let's run away from these fans. No. But folks, we are on the clock. We're gonna go to the last experience, and then I'm gonna cut the stream. We're gonna go to Astroport. Nobody's listening to me. It's just like in school.
Yeah, Astroport? Alright.
We're gonna go Astroport. Let's go there, guys.
Astroport.
So I think I don't think that's right. We should be able to talk it. That should be our preference, not Sam's preference.
Actually, Galen, I think
is there a name for that kind of link yet? Like Second Life has disability or whatever?
Oh, folks, you can find Astroport. Don't spell it as one word.
Well, not copy Minecraft.
What would you call it?
Ooh, that was Jesus Christ, we have this spammer here in the YouTube stream. What the hell? Oh, Kelvin, I hope I didn't block you. Well, I blocked this. Dating for sex, go to sarah23.ga. Oh, hey, Theonine. Yeah, it's lagging, but it was actually Theonine is off. Okay, cool. Yeah, the lag is really a little bit related to people jumping in. No, it's actually good.
It's good for me.
Yeah, now it's really good. So let's wait for folks. I want to make a quick announcement about this Astroport video, and people want to maybe show up as in the crowd scene. I'm shooting a big crowd scene, trying to get as many people as I can, and still make it look good. But people need to get dressed up a little bit. So let's wait. What do you have there, Nicados? What's that thing?
Okay, where did it go?
Oh, it's the collision for the teleporter, the elevator.
Oh. Don't destroy the property here, man.
Hey, they're already broken.
Oh, there's a hole. Look, there's a secret hole in there. It goes underground.
There you go. I changed to more sci-fi looking.
Awesome. Okay, so we've been here before. This is pretty awesome. And so let me say this real quick, and I'll also put this out on other channels. Next Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, or Second Life time, 10 a.m. Second Life time, I am shooting a crowd scene here at this location for a creator testimonial video about Mold3D. It features Edward Quintero, who is the main guy who built this thing together with his team. I visited him in Los Angeles and filmed with him in real life, and now we're putting together the Sansar footage. And one of the scenes is a big crowd scene. Now, the marketplace has a few sci-fi items. There is an astronaut suit that looks very cool. I don't want to, I know I can't restrict or dictate to people to come dressed a certain way. If you want to come and be part of the scene, it would be awesome if you were to look around Marketplace and look for attachments that that could broadly be defined as sci-fi. So for example, Bruce Willis over here, of course, I don't want to make any restrictions when you come as if you were to come. You can come as Bruce Willis, but maybe you want to wear like a, I don't know, like a space gun or something. Alright, so that's next Saturday, 10 a.m. And you can send me a private IM if you're planning to show up, so I'll get a head count. Also, Trevor with the face hugger, I think that's also really cool. That is something that we can use. So again, I'm trying to go for a sci-fi feel, but again, I mean, this is an Astroport, so frankly, people may be running around here in the future just as is, because it's obviously
it's pressurized.
It's pressurized. You got it exactly. But you look very cool too. I mean, with this hat, it's awesome, and so yeah, I'm not gonna throw people out. I'm not gonna like, you can't come like Frauke, for example. Frauke, you can come as is. You're allowed in. I'm a very open-minded director. Very open-minded. Also, I think maybe that has to do with my budget, which is not existent. So beggars can't be choosers.
I'm still waiting on my 1,000 lintons that you mentioned last week on the live stream.
Oh crap! Why? Sorry, I promised crap and I forget. What was it about?
Just kidding.
Oh, see?
Watch your live stream again.
I totally will. No, wait! Because of the chase? With Gator?
No.
Oh my god.
We were talking about all sorts of stuff in the beginning. And you were joking about that you gave me 2,000 to say all this stuff.
Are you the only one talking, Drax?
Oh, I see. What?
And then you offered me
Are you the only one talking?
Who was talking?
I must be missing voices.
Gindipple,
No,
yeah, you need to go
also
to My Looks and come back. There's other people talking.
Oh, Gindipple.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're all talking. Jasmine, you're talking.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. But I'm
No. So let's spread out and look around here, and there's a little game. So the YouTube folks that they see a little bit. In the YouTube folks, we have some spammers that want to sell sex. I told them to go to Second Life, not here. Yeah. Very original fun. Maybe that's why they came into the stream, because. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask Ebbe, because Sansar's not listed in the drop-down menu with the games on YouTube streaming. They should list Sansar. I don't know how that works.
Listed as a game?
When you go to YouTube streaming, there is a a drop-down menu where you can choose the game from which you're streaming. And you know, Second Life is on the list, but Sansar is not. So I have currently listed Second Life. And then every time I stream, somebody comes in and says, "Whoa, Second Life is... Whoa, is this Second Life? Cool."
Wait a minute, I missed this. Was this here before? This one?
Yes. Yep. This game?
Yeah.
With the balls? Yep.
Yeah, I totally missed that before.
Daisy, can you play this with desktop?
Through the men's room and ladies' room.
Yeah, I think I just got one in the hole. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
How did you do this? This is good.
Yeah, I think you just pick it up and then click on it.
Oh, Seraphine. I also wanted to give quick shout out to Seraphine, who is the best photographer in Sansar. I think you can make this, you can put this on your business card. Seraphine shot really awesome pictures last time at the outing. I mean, if you can make this every time we do this and you take some pictures, that will be awesome. This is actually another thing that Ebbe needs to...
Sorry, I showed up so late.
Oh, you know, we need to tell Ebbe where should be a place. Where should be a place for photos? Should they host it or should people just put it on Flickr? I mean, what would make sense? I mean, you know, Ebbe mentioned earlier they're working on ideas that increase retention and all that.
What do they do for Second Life? Don't people tag them like on Flickr?
Yeah, they tag him. I mean, they do. It's not really coordinated. I'm just wondering if it makes sense for them to somehow. I mean, Linden Lab has like a little Second Life channel, but you know what? The problem was for some time because I worked with. Oh my God, Trevor, the Shadow. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked like a dog running after a squirrel. I'm looking at the shadow here on the ground. But Jasmine, this is just a good point because there was a problem with journalists who didn't look around for very good Second Life images, and they were told to go to the official Linden Lab Flickr channel, and they didn't have good photos there, you know, and so that's why when you see some Second Life articles, that's one of the reasons why they have really crappy photos in there sometimes.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's okay. Feedback. Please close your mics, folks. Mic closing, please.
It's maybe Trevor.
Trevor?
No, I wear Rift.
Yeah, I'm in Rift.
I don't have feedbacks. No background noise.
I'm in the 5 so.
I'm gonna ask Ebbe that because I wonder if they're thinking along those lines. I mean, the curating,
yeah, that's smart because then they would, because then they could kind of have control over what they're pulling from, you know, like.
Especially. No, but also they need to have a repository where to send journalists to quickly, you know, because they have like 2 seconds and they pick something, and that drove me nuts for a long time when they would pick some really old stuff that showed up in a Google search.
Flexi hair and everything.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No,
there's stuff like from 2005 they had stuff. I mean, come on.
Oy vey. How did I end up over here? I think my VR is drunk.
Something is wrong with your arms.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get back out of VR again. I think my VR is drunk.
So Daisy, you were managing to play this here?
Yeah. Think so.
Oh, but they fall. When they fall, they don't move anymore. They don't bounce. Do they bounce?
Nope. A little bit.
No, they are, I think, made from lead.
The problem is that it takes a long time to reset. Ah, Vasai is also taking it with in desktop.
The problem is that the hands in VR are not the same as my controller position. I hope they improve that.
Say that again, Ricardo. I didn't understand.
If I try to grab something, the hand in VR is not at the same position as my controller.
Oh, yeah.
It is offset. If I grab a ball, it's sometimes here in my VR.
Yep.
That's not working.
Yeah, that's right. That's a problem.
Especially if you're used to something else before.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
Oh, the other thing.
Yes, the other platform.
Don't mention the name.
No. You need to guess the rest. I do not go further than that.
You mean a platform that rhymes with
No, you know, don't need to say it. You know it. You have a place there.
I think
was the opening of this Star Wars museum thing today?
Right, we need to mention that. We need to mention that. Right, it's actually today, and it's at 2 p.m. Second Life time. I think it starts at 2. Let's go to Ebbe and verify that, and then let's wrap up the show. Vasai, you commented on YouTube, right? You're new to Sansar? Let's see if Vasai has voice.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Vasai. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
What do you think so far of this world?
I really like the graphics, but it has a long way to go.
Yeah. What are the major problems?
I'm not calling it problems. I'm calling it early stage of development, maybe, because there's not much to do right now in Sansar, and that will change in time.
I think there's a lot to do. There's about 800 different experiences. I mean, we scratched the surface. There's a lot of stuff. There's already concerts. I know you probably mean interactivity-wise.
Yeah. And I was telling in the group chat, I was telling about that. So that we need interactivity to hold users here, because walking and talking gets old real fast.
That I have to slightly disagree, but I see your point. I'm not arguing against interactivity and gameplay. If you go into the basement of Harvest, you see a bunch of physics games, and if you look around other experiences, there are people developing physics like board games, and Kyle Matzarat made some pretty cool dungeon little games. So there is a lot of interactivity. There has to be much more, but I also would say that talking together and as a social, the social feature of getting together and meeting up and just having conversations should not be discounted as a big sticking point in social VR, because this is what social VR can offer that no other VR platform can offer.
Of course, I agree with you.
This is, Ebbe was talking about this. I mean, I'm glad I'm not under the pressure of working there where they develop at a frantic pace, and they know that the stuff needs to be done yesterday in terms of interactivity and stuff like that. Of course, it would be awesome to drive a vehicle or to drive it from place to place and stuff like that. I think that is really important too. But so far, there is no real competitor. I know people are going to mention some other platforms, which
of course they will.
I also have places in there. We're going to be podcasting from some of these platforms, but I really
lost you. Hello.
Hello. 1, 2, 3.
Whoop. Yeah, I hear you.
If it drops in enough. Vasai, let me go over to them real quick. I need to say something before we wrap it, and we can talk some more.
I've already set up an experience for that. There's nothing in it yet. But I really want to use Sansar as a platform to see what we can do, how we can build things that will support the educational community. So I think it's great.
Yeah. And hopefully soon we'll be able to have communities that want to discuss that type of a use case and those types of audiences.
Because it's development. People that design objects. This is an incredible tool. I can, instead of going with a PowerPoint presentation to potential customer for a bottle, They can just have the object in 3-dimensional, and they can hold it in their hand.
Well, what I really need is I really do need to have what I call web on a prim, which is being able to put a static URL on an object so I can display web content in world. That would be so useful for me with my research project. So I'm just going to raise that again as an issue.
I got your pitch in Discord. I hear you, man.
Okay, thank you.
We will start with making sure that you can have multiple media surfaces in a scene. Today you can only have one media surface in a scene. So all these screens we see in here, maybe they should all be individual media surfaces that could be streaming live content or displaying web content. Where it gets more complicated with web content is the interactivity, clicking links, preceding slides. It takes a little bit more work. But like I already said, the next release in December, I think we'll already then have support for H.264, so you will be able to stream live streams from YouTube or what's the gaming Twitch stuff like that.
Hey, then we can stream the show into Harvest and sit on the couch in the basement and watch ourselves watching ourselves. That's the future of VR.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ebbe was actually I want to.
all excited.
I need to wrap up the stream. It's an awesome pleasure to have Ebbe as a special guest. Let's give him a round of VR applause. Come on, guys! Yeah!
Absolutely.
Woohoo!
It's great to hang with you guys. Look forward to doing it more often.
Next Saturday, 10 a.m. Whoever wants to be in the Astroport movie, come on over.
If you look sci-fi cool, is that the requirement?
Otherwise, you get booted. I talked to Bjorn already. He has the boot. He has a boot button, and I'm just gonna feed it to him in my walkie-talkie. Says Bjorn, boot that guy. He looks shitty, and then he goes. That's a secret capability that Linden has only for them.
Well,
oh shit! I spilled the beans.
Creators should ultimately be able to manage experiences and do that as well. That's on the roadmap.
That is actually a serious point. How do you get rid of people who troll and disturb? Yeah.
Or have open mics. Yeah.
Well, you gave us the mute button. I've already muted somebody for his heavy breathing, so.
But as
Ryan, unmute me.
You might want to mute someone on behalf of everybody, or boot someone out of. Once you get to larger numbers of people and not a friendly crowd like yourself, then some of those controls end up being important. Yeah. All right. Well, it was great to see you all, and
likewise.
Likewise. Awesome.
Yes, very much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, Ebbe.
Hope to see more of you, Abby.
Yeah.
See you later.
Have a good weekend.
See you, bud.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Wow, Silas on the stream actually had a great idea with the media surfaces. He says then we can actually go into the second instance and watch the people filmed in the first instance.
That's really smart. That's really smart.
Yeah. Now I
That's
know
a
what to
very
do
good
with the 14 hours that I don't know what to do with myself. That's brilliant.
Playing Second Life in Sensor.
Oh, Ricardo, now that is a good idea. I can stream Second Life into Sansar, and then have people talk to each other. Wait a minute.
That's not a good idea.
I'm going to have dinner. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Oh, what I forgot to ask Ebbe, goddammit, is the 360 capability. 360.
I'm going to log out.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the basement. Whoever wants to have a post-mortem with me.
You made a
Did I make a? No,
What?
no. The kitty cat already was. I bought it off of the store. I don't know who made it, but I'm so thankful because
Okay,
because cats.
People ignore me because they probably muted me, so I have to go back to my own basement.
Making a mechanical cat.
I
think
can
about that. Like
Yeah.
All right. Drax Telekom. Yes. Tyler, that's a good idea. And then for every, that's a good business model, actually. I think then I'll charge, like in the olden days where you actually had, you had, I don't know the English word for that. I know the German word, Vermittlung. Vermittlung. What's the English word? 1-800-DRAX-COLLECT. Oh, Tyler is Oh my God, he's on fire. Those are the ideas. Those are the ideas that will make VR stick. Okay, can somebody help me out with the English word for where you couldn't make a direct call? Okay, Tyler Scarborough has a fabulous idea. 1-800-DREX-COLLECT, which is like a calling service that I provide, and it's €1 per call, or like 1 Sansar euro or dollar, where you can call from. Yeah, you call from one world to the other.
I'm here for the post-mortem.
Nice. Yes,
let's
go. Let's go into the podcast room for a 10 minutes post-mortem. Oopsie daisy. Where am I? Here I am. Oh, come on, you kidding me? So this is my beautiful home. This is a statue from Silas. Audio occlusion, just absolutely superior. People don't even know all the detail that goes into the audio on this experience.
If only we could sit down on chairs. It just feels so
Here's the Fluffy Show. All 20 episodes on a loop, but no audio. Here's a board game called Mensch ärgere dich nicht. In German, you can play it. It's one of the first we won Best Physics. Oops, no, I'm throwing around the game. Here, this is an idea with my books. I'm just
outside here. You can't hear him if we're behind the wall.
Yeah, that's audio occlusion. Isn't it awesome? Isn't it amazing?
Awesome. Yeah.
It's both awesome and irritating.
But why is it irritating? I mean, I think it's not accurate enough. But when it gets really accurate, then it's going to be amazing. Like we're in here, and we don't hear the people outside. That's how it should be.
Well, when you're in an environment and people are talking, we want to be able to hear each other.
No, if I'm in a recording studio and I have people getting wasted outside while I'm trying to lay down some tracks, I don't want to hear them. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about my childhood trauma when I recorded a demo with my heavy metal band when I was 16, and the bass player was drunk outside, and I had to play the bass parts.
Okay, keep in mind I said it's both awesome and irritating. It's got both. I'll give you that.
I personally think that the closer it gets to physical reality, the better in general. But like you were saying, we need to be able to sit down.
Walk away, and suddenly I can't even hear a thing you're saying.
Oh right. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm so egotistical that I assumed everybody's just following me. No, I'm sorry.
Are you still broadcasting?
Oh right. Yeah, I should probably cut the broadcast. We're talking like, God damn it.
Yeah.
This is the end of privacy. Zuckerberg was right.
That's the first thing that I asked them. Are you still broadcasting?
Right. So my my credit card number. Oh shit. Okay, guys on YouTube, this is the private. This is our private chat.
My password is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
5. Only a moron would put that on their password. Spaceballs.
Okay, this is
Do you know that was my password to my phone for a little while? I hate to say.
Jasmine, the password to my router, the username is admin. It's true.
I wanted something that I could remember though. So
and the
like
password
I
is
have my
password.
iPhone and I got you put the password. You just put the password so people can't get into it, and I just
Hey,
did
Guinea.
straight numbers.
Tyler Scarborough is logging into my router here
Yes.
remotely. Shit.
I basically
Guys,
optimized my entire
stream.
land.
Oh,
Thanks
did you
for watching,
improve
guys.
it a lot?
Collision
And-
maps are now
actually,
at the max 100 apiece.
let me actually
at the
go
max.
in here while I'm doing the
Okay,
wrap up.
are you? Have you pulled the plug,
Because of
Drexter?
No, I want to mention this one more time. I'm gonna go in
I did
here.
what?
So, folks on YouTube, thanks for watching. This is actually the Me Too poster. Next Saturday, 10 a.m. we will meet. I'll meet a little bit before in Astroport. Whoever wants to be in that crowd scene, come on over, and it's going to be fairly straightforward acting. but 10 a.m. and bring an outfit that you like. Bring a sci-fi outfit. And lastly, if you are in VR, that would be even better. Desktop is fine, but VR obviously is better. I want to show as much movement as I can. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna cut the stream.
Hey, here.
It is here. Oh my God.